Bizarre Brain Comics. The Dark Librarian. Hello, my comic book fiends. I am the Dark Librarian. And this is where I like to tell tales of terror. And this is our terror tome we have this time, the Shadow Service. It's sort of a horror comic, but it's not scary nature. It probably is closer to urban dark fantasy, with witches, ghouls, sorcerers. What also looks like some maybe a troll and maybe or something. I don't know, and what looks like maybe an elvish witch or something. I don't know what she is. And so this is Shadow Service. Okay, this is Shadow Service Volume 1, Dark Arts, from 2021. So it's fairly recent. This, and it's from Vault Comics, which I have never heard of before. I've never heard of this title before. And, but it may be that it's British. At least it takes place in London, so I presume that most of the creators are also British, but I don't know that. I didn't look them up. And before I have a chance to forget about it, this graphic novel. Well, this covers the first 5 issues of the ongoing series, making it an incomplete graphic novel because I'm very disappointed that it doesn't conclude. There's no reason why 5 issues could not have contained one complete story. Looks like it's one of those never-ending stories, and I hate that in comics. And it is a library book. It's not mine. It belongs to the library. And they've said many times before that to be an avid comic book reader, you do not necessarily have to buy all of your own comics. Most libraries have a comic book graphic novel section where you can read a lot of mainstream, less mainstream material, superheroes, science fiction, horror, and also have a whole bunch of stuff, graphic novels for younger readers, from young children all the way up to young adults, and adult graphic novels. This is adult. It has foul language. It is very gory, and in spots, but it's not exactly scary. Now, this is written by, I think it's pronounced Kevin Scott, with art by Corn Howell, and color, nice job on the colors, by Triona Farrell. And these are all unusual first names, and I can't be sure whether they're male or female. I know Triona, I presume, is female, but Corn and Kevin, they could go either way. Okay, and Shadow Service it's the story following the story of a witch working as a private investigator. That's Gina Myers in London, through the city's supernatural underworld, getting pulled into a world of spies and agents by the organization MI666, which is unofficially known as MI666, but more properly known as Section 26. And this is the beginning of the storyline. As I said, the first 5 issues. But I like this cover, and I like all the cover illustrations. They show the others inside there too, and which of course lends it to the horror genre. See, Kevin Scott, Corin Howell, I don't know. And see, you can see here, if you can, there we go, that's a little better. Some really nice artwork. The backgrounds look really nice. The figures are well done. Has some pretty good visual storytelling, and we get some of the backstory of our main characters done in flashback. And this is our witch, Gina Myers, and she's trying to find somebody. And right now she's after somebody. See, she is a witch, and she has a talent for finding people. And she is in this bar and trying to find somebody who's got information or may have information on the person she is looking for. But in the process, she sees this guy misbehaving, and she with a young lady, and she intervenes, and he runs out, and then we meet her friend Eddie, who is a rat, and he talks to her, and says the guy took off. Where she goes, then we get our first flashback with some background on her, because she was born a witch, but she didn't know. She said no witchy training. The powers just kind of grew in her, and the magic words that she needs to use just comes to her mind. Like when this abusive stepfather of hers beating on her mother, and so she uses the magic and puts him right into the wall, literally, which frightens her mother, and her mother takes off, and she's basically abandoned. So she's able to find the guy, and he is some kind of supernatural thing. I don't know what he is. He's and then she throws him in the. Anyway, I'm trying to get into too much. And he was one that she was looking for this guy named Quill, and he's almost like an underworld mafia don type, and she doesn't know what's going on. But so she goes to work out, and something's not right. And she sniffs, and because the guy disappears, and. The guy that she caught, he's taken back, and he gets his head whacked off while he's basically disintegrating. But she traces the weird guy she saw in the gym, and oh my gosh, there's the first guy she saw working out, and he's dead. And then the second guy she saw in there, and he's chomping on him. This guy is a ghoul, and she is basically sucked into this canister and taken away and go, so she's trapped inside. This is when we get another flashback, and when her mother abandons her, and she's left alone in the house, and the creepy things in the house are after her, and she takes off. But anyway, she's comes out. They have her she's basically trapped in a witch trap, which she can't get out of. And then we meet she's introduced. This is the head guy, and the head guy is in the form of a kid, but he's more than that. I guess he's some kind of sorcerer, and introduces her to MI666, which she hadn't even heard of, but I guess some of the other supernatural people in her world have. And she's in this trap. She can't get out, but she can't teleport out. She can't get out of the beam, but she uses something else and uses her brains, and she gets out through the skylight. She takes off, goes home, and grabs some stuff, her rat friend Eddie is there, and says, "Oh, you don't want to get mixed up with those guys," and she doesn't. So she goes to think she escapes, but the two people who had caught her before, which are known as Wraith 1 and Wraith 2, the ghoul, the black guy, the ghoul is Wraith 2, and the young lady is Wraith 1. And the boss is, you can see here he is in some kind of thing. And so she is getting on to the other case that she was working on, where she's trying to find this fella who's gone missing. And while she's asking around, somebody harasses her, and they turn, and one of them gets shot. Boom, taken down. But that's not. They clip on the cuffs, but these are some kind of cuffs that suppress her powers. And then one of the other guys turns into a horrid monster and attacks. Another flashback to when she was a kid in foster care and being bullied by another girl. I'll get into that. And attacked. So she's trying to unlock my cuffs so I can deal with this guy, while the wraiths are trying to deal with him. But then, boom, they carry him with this van. The other one, this is where you get the little, I don't know, he's supposed to be a dwarf, a gnome, or what he is. And they put her in there, and they even make jokes about Doctor Who and the TARDIS, because the van is their mobile headquarters, and it's much larger inside than out. And they take the corpse of the thing in there, and they get some information from it. And here she finds out that they want her to work with them, and because of the guy Quill that she works for, they want to get at him. And then we're finally introduced to Quill at something else. He's a friend of his is a major artist and is having an art show, and his art pieces, his paintings, sell for millions of dollars. He's a real big time. So she agrees to go with the Wraith 1 to follow up a lead to the guy she's trying to find, and a whole horrid stuff going on. And turns out that the guy that she has been hunting for is possessed by some evil spirit who is well, they're going to say, no, don't kill him, we need him, that'll get rid of him, but because I need him. So she takes the spirit so they can snatch the guy and get it that she's after, who knows nothing about any of this stuff. And then they take her back. Another flashback here, so we find out the origins of the ghoul fellow, who was just a businessman, but he was cursed by a witch for some of his misbehavior, and make him a ghoul. So then the big boss is there. They call him, oh, I forgot what they call him. Anyway, he is trying to exorcise that evil spirit out of her, and they do, and it tries to go in him. It needs to go into something, so it gets into a fly, and Wraith 1, who is a crack shot, shoots the fly, killing it and sending the spirit back to hell. More flashback on our ghoul friend, and then they continue on, get some information from the rat, because the rat knows just about everything. Eddie the rat, and he doesn't like Coil the ghoul, and scars up his face. We get more flashback on him, and it doesn't matter. Then we see in the apartment of, see, they're going to the studio because they know there's a connection between the two, and hoping they can get information there that will take them to Quill. But meanwhile, Quill is visiting his artist friend again, covers up his painting he's working on, and they're talking, and we find out here that the artist gets very upset and angry, and he slaps him, and he takes the cover off the painting, and what was he painting? And the painting shows Gina, he wasn't painting her. He's looking at her, and he can hear this what's going on. Because the paintings are. Turns out the guy is a what they call him, an art mage, and he's got paintings by rich folks and world leaders all over the world, and he can spy on them through his paintings. And then, Gina's examining one of the paintings. This hand reaches out. It's a horrid monster coming out of the painting to get Gina. Then we get flashback on Quill. He's working for somebody, and more horrid stuff. He's basically a fixer, and he's cleaning stuff up. And then we're back with the painting attacking them, and at the gallery, and they try to take care of the monster in the painting, but their special bullets have no effect. It tries to get into the ghoul, and finally everything just stops, and it turns out that everything was made of paint. Ugh, there's all kinds of paint in the thing. They take it, go back at the headquarters there with the boss guy, and he's able to trace things from the supernatural signature on the paint. And so Gina takes off, and she goes to the home of the artist and finds him dead. Then there's Quill, and find out that the artist was Quill's nephew. And then we get the flashback on them when the artist was like some kind of, like he was possessed or something too. He even scratched his face, leaving scars. Then we see this. I guess she's like an elf queen. That's the only thing I can think of her as, who is manipulating the guy and wants him to work for her. So she is the one that he was doing other supernatural stuff for. He is basically a go-between, and it is for her that indirectly Gina was working for. But he was there when he saw this stuff and thing attacking Gina through the painting, and he had to kill his nephew to both save her and himself. And he says, now we've got to go. He wants to make an arrangement with her to go to France. And he makes to sweeten the pot, so there's a magical artifact that has been stolen, and he knows where it is. She goes and works for him. There, does what he wants there. They get the artifact for MI666 and take care of whatever it is that he's wanting to handle there. So, but while they're out on the street, he is shot by a sniper. Ambulance just quickly pulls up. It's got the ghoul in there. Says, don't eat him. No, he's not dead yet, but we can save him. And they take off. And now they say, we want to do basically the same thing that Quill was going to do for him, wanted her to do. But now we're going to have the ghoul take Quill's places. But for him to appear as these other people, he has to eat them. Says, yep, that's right. So they tracked her from paint remnants on her garments. So she quickly takes her jacket on her jacket. She takes her jacket off and teleports the injured Quill away. Meanwhile, they have captured Eddie the Rat, and he's at headquarters in a cage. And here we find out that there is some kind of connection between Eddie, because this is Eddie's real appearance here, some kind of connection between him and the boss of MI666, and it's continued in volume 2. And I hate that. I wanted to see a complete story in this book, and that's very disappointing there. And this has taken me a lot longer than I had intended to, but it is covering 5 issues, and I was even brief then. But it's not bad. It's not bad. If I was to read more of it, I might enjoy it. It's just that the never-ending stuff. I would like to read a complete story instead of something that just keeps going on and on and on. And I don't know if it ever came to a conclusion. And I hear it's not in production now, but may be coming back. I don't know. But that's all I had to share with you this time. Some nice artwork. Some interesting ideas. I'm not sure of the writing is not bad, but it's not spectacular because it just seems to go on and on. And there doesn't seem to be much of an overall plot yet that I can see. So that is what I wanted to share with you this time. And I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Have you seen or read any of this shadow service stuff before? It's something entirely new to me. Or tell me what other books that you may have been able to pick up from the library that you may not have otherwise got at a comic shop. Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, comics are art.